So when I entered my senior year, Colorado State, I just got a glimpse of kind of the hype that was building. You're well into that already. How are you handling that?
You know, I kind of take it with a grain of salt. I know as fast as it came, it can go away just as fast, you know. And, you know, sticking with my teammates and talking with my family every day, you know, they're very grounded people, and I try to just put myself in, you know, a regular situation, and, you know, being with my teammates, you know, on and off the field, whether it be workouts or going on the golf course and hitting balls in the range or anything like that, you know, just continues to keep me with them. Obviously, it's hard to ignore some of the things that, you know, come your way.
Scouts are out there in practice.
Media is extremely involved now, and yeah, it's like I said, it's hard to push away, but, you know, I'm focusing on the task at hand. That's winning games for the Wyoming Cowboys, and, you know, that's what I'm planning on doing. I really push away all the media stuff. I don't read what anybody says about me, because frankly, I don't care. I don't care if you think I'm great. I don't care if you think I'm terrible. I'm no bigger than anybody on the team. I'm no bigger than the program, and I know that and I understand that, and, you know, it's all about winning football games for the Cowboys this year.
That might be easier said than done as time goes forward, but I mean, I think that's the right approach. You have an old school coach. He's been down this road before with Carson Wentz. I mean, he recruited him to North Dakota State. What kind of advice has he had along the way, knowing where Carson has ended up and where you could potentially be going?
Well, Coach Bo, he's a very knowledgeable man. He's been around the game for a long time. He's given me some really good insight, and obviously when I was deciding to make my decision whether to come back or to declare, you know, he's in my ear 24/7 and just trying to get me the right information possible. And, you know, his main approach was, you know, I want you to be ready when you do this, and coming back for another year and getting another year of, you know, watching defenses on film, watching yourself on film. And obviously with the media stuff, he's just telling me to keep it mild, and he's working with our, you know, head of media relations, Tim Harkins, and making sure that nothing's been too overwhelming.
Take us through that process. You know, I had the bowl game with you guys. You know, you ended the game, threw the interception, that kind of thing. We don't need to talk about that yet. Yeah. We'll maybe circle back to that later, all right? Okay. But the process of deciding what's right for me right now. I mean, because there was a lot of hype around you already. You're 6'5", you're prototypical for the next level, you're athletic, you have all the throws. Who was in that group that helped you come to this decision to come back?
Well, one is my family. Two was Coach Vegan and Coach Bull. You know, I value their opinion an extreme amount. Obviously, they were one of very few teams to offer me coming out of junior college, and, you know, I've got a lot of respect for them. And you know, when I was deciding whether to declare or come back, you know, I felt like I owed them something. Obviously, going 8-6 last year and getting to a Mountain West championship, getting to a bowl game, but losing both those games, you know, that sat with me. And obviously, my last throw last year was an interception against BYU, and just coming back very competitive, and now knowing what to do in certain situations and being smarter and watching myself on film with Coach Vegan, and you know, Coach Bull obviously gave me a lot of good advice. It just seemed right to come back.
You referenced the offers you had kind of coming out of high school, coming out of Reedley Junior College, Firebaugh, California. Tell us about it. Small town. Well, it's small town to you. It's not small town to me. But how did you get from there? You're in the San Joaquin Valley. You're a Valley kid, right?
Yes, sir.
And you end up in Laramie, Wyoming. Take us through the process of how that happened.
Well, you know, coming out of high school, the town itself is about 5,000 to 6,000 people. The high school is about 500 to 600 kids. Not a lot of notoriety, not a lot of football players ever come out. So, how big were you? High school was probably 6'3", 180 pounds my senior year, and, you know, it was gradual growing process. My sophomore year was probably 5'9", 5'10", 140 pounds. Oh yeah, I was a string being for sure. But yeah, I mean, living on a farm, I saw my dad working hard, extremely hard every day. Was a farm kid. We have about 2,000 acres out there of cantaloupe, cotton, and wheat. Just, you know, day after day, seeing my dad wake up early and get out to the fields and then take us to school. And then, you know, he did a lot of stuff for us growing up, and my mom was very vocal in our lives. So, you know, seeing the work ethic they had, and, you know, applying that to my sports, and you know, playing 3 different sports year-round in a small high school, because, you know, you're able to do that when you go to a smaller school. And like I said, staying competitive year-round kind of helped tune me as an athlete, helped my mental edge. And then obviously no offers out of high school, going to junior college, and starting 7 games there and coming out with an offer with Wyoming.
I knew there was a bond here. Quarterback was one thing, but farm kid,
Yeah.
small town Nebraska, I knew that I identified with you in another way. So you go to Reedley Junior College.
Right.
You're going to prove yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened coming out of junior college?
It was kind of fast. It's a time in junior college where you can go mid-year. It's about a 3 or 4 week period. I had some big schools, Indiana, Louisville talked to me for a little bit, Memphis, Marshall, Eastern Michigan had offered me at one point, and then Wyoming was my only for sure offer. And I took my visit, and a week later, after talk with my family and taking everything into consideration, I was committed, and after that week, I was signed. So it was very fast, and
wow.
Yeah, it was 1 semester at Reedley, and took a visit and signed the next week, and I was preparing to travel to Laramie, Wyoming for the next couple years.